Hello. Can you hear me, Sebastian? Hey. Whoop, 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 whoop. Hey guys. Nice to see you again. Hey. So yeah, I wasn't online for a while, mostly because I had a lot of competitions and travels and then some family stuff, and it was just too much for me. And now I'm back because for the next month I'm not traveling at all, and then I will travel to Brazil, and then I will have again the month or break or a little bit more, and then I will go to Eindhoven, and then for another month I won't have anything to go, anywhere to go. So I'm very excited to start to get the free time. And I also think that for the next year, I won't have so heavy traveling schedule set up, because it's just too much if I want to be efficient in any kind of online presence, stuff like that. Yeah, so this is the lesson from this year, from the beginning of this year. Just less traveling, more sitting at home, and more streaming basically. Hey guys, hey, nice to see you all, so many people already over here. I just want to say that for today we are getting it chill. I'm just starting the streaming, wave again for this year. I hope that it will be as long as possible. So I will do feedback for maybe 3 miniatures, and I will leave the rest for the next week. I will try to do 2 streams the next week, maybe 3. I will see if you want, or maybe I will do it anyway. I'm not sure. I can do the 3rd stream about awesome creations, because we are actually kicking out, or however I should call it, awesome creations site, and in general the fact that it will work. I can show you the website I was working on. It's over here. Meet the team. It's not this is not the team, but I did the website, and I'm pretty happy with that. And right now I need to adjust everything so it will work for both bigger monitors and the smaller ones. I have the bigger one, so when I was putting all of the assets into the site, I'm using Wix, however. I just put all of the assets into it, and just try to set everything so it will look nice, but it doesn't look as nice on the smaller monitors actually. So I need to work on it a little bit more, and I'm very proud of this one over here. We are awesome creations, and we love miniatures, and this is 500% true. And there is this little story, and we have our boards of directors. This is very important. Yeah. Okay, so let me set up so I will see the chat over here. Yeah, I would like to do 24-hour stream. I don't think that it's possible right now. I just I was thinking about it a month ago, but I don't think that I am able to pull not sleeping for 24 hours. But it would be very cool to see how much I am able to paint in 24 hours. So maybe I could try to do that. I'm not sure. Also, under the camera I cannot paint as well as I paint off camera, so I don't know. Yeah. Hey guys, hello to everyone. Busy doing secret things with weird Instagram speed hexagon story. Oh, this is I cannot tell much. Honestly, I thought that I will post something else today, but I didn't get the material. It's a friend is doing something cool, and he will reveal it soon, and he just asked me to post something, a little teaser to tease you guys. So it's not for me. Okay, break. Kitties, would you please? Okay, so we have a break. I don't know, I can show you a little bit more of the site because it's not that interesting, I think. Maybe it's interesting for me because I've learned a new new skill set basically of putting a site together. I'm very happy with this shiny little, little twinkle star in the background. It's just it was very simple to get. Like, I didn't animate it myself, but I bought it from someone, and I didn't know that like putting together a website is actually quite simple. And we just need to find a good assets. Some of them, like most of them, I did myself. The background I just bought from someone, and it just works, and it looks nice, so I'm very happy with that. Yeah, so we have a shop which is not working yet, but I did those little icons and I'm very happy about them. I need to like round the corners so they will be more friendly basically. Stream sponsored by Squarespace? No, by Wix or Wix, like this over here, Wix but it's very very good actually. So I'm very happy with this. If they would like to sponsor me, please feel free to sponsor. Yeah, but it works like surprisingly well. Usually when I pay for something and I get like a lower level of subscription, I'm used to be feeling unhappy with what I get in the end, because I feel like I'm trying to work with something, but for example, one of my arm is not working at all and the other arm is working like 50%, because they are trying to undercut me to force me into paying more cash. But this is actually very good full product and I'm very very happy with it. Like, look, this site looks pretty good, right? Yeah, so I was working on that recently. FAQ is not ready as well, and we will have a blog. Yeah, so I need to write everything and I just need to start, and I need to get all of the contents ready, and this is just like the tiny level of the stuff I need to finish. Thank you, Kujo. So yeah, it's just I was aiming for a cute, but also not too feminine, to not scare away the real man over here in the crowds, in the customers crowds. So I was trying out to not do too much pink, for example. Yeah. Yeah, I hope that people will like it. So yeah, during the break, basically I will do just a very short breakdown. I showed my online site. It shouldn't be online, but I'm too impatient, and I was showing to all of my friends like during the past week, like look how cute. It's so nice. I'm so proud of myself. Yeah, so I was doing that mostly this week. Yes, the real men are not afraid to love pink and actually admit it. Like, I can tell you a short something interesting I've learned about one of the cities of Poland. Like, we had a competition called Migawka in Łódź, which is one of the major Polish cities, and I didn't know, but one of the newest symbols of the city is actually a unicorn, because they built like this very very beautiful, very nice archway with the stained glass like triangles, and they called it like unicorn horns, something like that, and then they put a nice unicorn statue next to it. And I think that it's pretty cool, very nice. The stained glass is very very beautiful. I would like to see a full unicorn on the stained glass, and actually a lot of people are like against it because it's kind of lame, because unicorns, of course. But I personally think that this is one of the coolest things about Łódź I've learned recently. Attract the real man, make a bust that's just a bust who wants to paint the face, may as well do your own makeup. Yeah, I was maybe it's not like, I'm not sure if I should be saying that, but I will anyway. I came up with a miniature for a collab with Neko Galaxy. So Neko Galaxy is doing this line where they are working with other artists. So they already got Ash, which they did with Kat Martin, and I am in the lineup basically, and we will start working on the sculpt. And I was joking yesterday with the sculptor that we should actually design a replaceable boobies. So some people, because it will be an android, right? And androids has like, you know, robotic parts of the body, and we could just design like a small boobies and big boobies, so people could choose whichever they want. Yeah, that would be funny, like, but also kind of, you know, stupid. But yeah, I'm not sure, like, how much can you see of all of the icons over here? So part of this is for Awesome over here. I won't show you the bigger pictures. Part of it is, I also hope that I don't have like weird shit over here. I don't think that I have weird shit over here. Yeah, everything is safe over right now. So some of this is for myself, some of this is for Awesome, and some of this is for my collab with Neko Galaxy. You can guess which pictures are going where, basically. Yeah. And on the side note, completely not connected, I've always been a fan of Skydoll. This is a French comic, basically, and I always loved this character. This is Noah, and yeah, totally not connected to this collab, completely. And I've been working on the bust next release for Awesome Creations, and I will share it because I will be showing it anyway pretty soon. So this is the third academic in the line, and this is the bust design for gluing tufts over. I think that like there's not that many like perfect areas to glue the tufts on, in my opinion, because I know maybe a little bit of tufts over here, or I was thinking for my version about doing like the tufts on this arm, and you know, leaves in the hair, stuff like that. Hope Collab Mini will have cute bangs hair. Man, the hair on that miniature will be like top notch. Like this will be the best hair in the whole miniature painting community, and I'm not overselling it because it will be one of the main points of the composition, basically. So yeah, just wait for it. You will see that it will be very, very extra. Robo boobies, yeah, very good selling point. Your board of director is so professional. I need to add it to the site. Thank you very much. We're miniature artists. We've all googled some weird things as a reference. Yeah, exactly. Like figuring out how to actually properly shade the women's chest, right? This is not easy stuff, and you need a reference. Like, hey, Chicky. Nice to see you here. Yeah, just the Collab Mini, I don't want to oversell it because I think that it will be actually very cool thing to, you know, reveal, and I really don't like holding things as a secret. So I would like to, you know, show you everything at once, and just so you will know how awesome the idea is, but I don't want to like sell it too quickly. Also because there are some companies that are prone to copying Neko Galaxy and their ideas, and let's call it like designs or a style. So I want to keep Neko like safe and sound away from the guys that would like to maybe, you know, steal a good idea or two. I don't mind that for Awesome Creations on the other hand. Yeah, because because I just want to, you know, share with you guys. So I'm doing this bust, and this bust, the idea for it, I can show you the base. Let's call it like art. So years ago I tried to practice painting, and I painted like, it's not finished, like the anatomy on the back is just not good, right? But the composition, and it stayed in my head, And when I started working on the academic that was actually like meant as a like skin practice, I all like instantly thought about her. So we got her, and the first kit, like the first version, will be with the Druid accessories, so the stuff over here. I shouldn't have closed it. With the stuff all over, but the alternative version to this is, I think that this is unfinished one still, but the alternative version will be with just this, and actually without sculpted back, like without the clothing over here. Oh, sorry, my cats are getting crazy. So this is like the base for the academic bust, and I think that you will be able to buy it like separately, like the maybe lower cost base bust, academic bust, so just pure, ready for any kind of alterations. And then I will be selling either kits incomplete, like where the accessories will be featured, or I will be selling those accessories like as a separate kit, basically. So you will have like those little like, I think that actually selling it separately is like the better idea, maybe. And they will be like, just a addition to the main bust, and everything over here will be designed as like something you can add, but you don't have to add it. Also, like for now, right here, she has the horns sticking out of her head, like they were like meant to be part of her, but also I want the horns to be able just to be like, put on the hair, like more lying flat, and then so maybe it's more like a antler like headpiece, something like that. So you can just go around, test different alignments and stuff like that, and try to create a druid character out of her. But then the base bust, she can be a fighter, she can be whatever. I wanted to give her very simple top, because if you want, you can paint it as a gown, for example, right? Or I don't know, like I think I have to think about the additions I will have to add to other versions. If you have any like suggestions, just let me know. But the pure core bust, I wanted it to be very versatile, very easy, very clean, stuff like that. And also one more thing, and you can tell me what to think about it. I hope that I'm not boring you guys with it. I decided to sculpt the bust, like the back of the bust, flat. So as you can see here, we have the material, like the textile, and in the back her back is flat. Okay, so it looks like that, and this is my decision. I know that this render may like scare people away, because it has a feel that it's unfinished, but it's actually meant to be unfinished, because just by painting very straight line over here and then edge highlighting it, you can paint your own finish to the front. So basically you can either just make a flat top, like simple top, or you can make a nice deep back piece, or maybe paint some tattoos over here. So we can decide what kind of clothing is she actually wearing, how high it goes, stuff like that. So I decided to keep the back basically bare. Also, if you want, you can add a little bit of like a sheet of clothing like over here, like like a little bit material just falling down to show that maybe she's holding a towel on her breast, something like that. And I decided to not add any sculpted detail over here, just so modifying the idea will be easier for everyone. Just here to vibe, it's not boring. Okay, cool. Happy to hear that, because today I also want, like, I think that I mentioned it, that I want a chill stream. So I will talk about a little bit about the stuff that I'm doing right now. Also, I have to say that I'm very, very proud about those ones. Like they weren't like that hard to make, but I'm happy that I came up with the idea. And yeah, just overall a lot of awesome recently. Yeah, and it's mostly about this. Here you have this little Chaos Black Loki. He comes like if you will spray, if you will take the can of Chaos Black and you will roughly spray a shape of a cat in the air, Loki will appear. You can try it out. And they're very cool. It's very you have a website which is good. Thank you very much. Very glad to hear that, and I'm actually very happy that I told Pavel that I will do it myself, because when you commission someone with something, you never know how accurate it will get, right? The end effect, and I'm very, very happy with the outcome, because I actually put like everything I like into it. Yeah, and I think that this is for sharing. It's this. I can show you this thing over here. I started painting a little bit like on the 2D. I think that I shared it on Discord, so I progressed the painting a little bit, and I think that I will try to sell it as a. This is first of all unfinished, but I will finish the whole manuscript side and like side page, and I will try to do maybe some prints out of it, because I'm very happy with how this is going. I just need to spend more time on actually painting. Also, like I was trying out Holbein acrylic gouaches on this one, and also in my miniature painting as well. And this is like, I don't know why they called it gouaches, because this is basically our usual miniature painting paint. So it behaves the same, it works the same, it has very good coverage, just like I would compare it maybe to Army Painter, the new Army Painters, which are very good, by the way. I think that I can post the site over there. Just don't try to buy anything, because the shop shouldn't work. So I just hope that that it won't work. This is awesome. Yeah. So yeah, the Holbein acrylics, I can maybe show you which one I was using. Holbein gouaches. I got like a master set, but you can like pick up something like this. This paint over here, Opera, is so beautiful. I love it, but it has very short light fastness, and I think that in a year or 2 years it will become less saturated. Yeah, and one of my favorite artists, which is her actually, I never remember her name. Let's check it out. Sibylle Minette. Yeah, this is one of my favorite artists actually recently, and she paints with those, but she doesn't blend them that much. She does like this more color blocking or blocked shadows. I don't remember what is the professional name for that. But she does very beautiful paintings, and I saw like basically for years that she was painting with this kind of paint, and I just decided to try to paint 2D with the stuff she was using, and I'm very happy with the choice, because basically this is the paint I know the best, so acrylic paint for miniature painting. And I really enjoy. I think that I will try to practice my miniature painting with the Holbein white, because it actually has very good consistency. It has, in my opinion, better consistency than Schmincke white, but I need to, to confirm this opinion, I need to paint a little bit more, because sometimes I feel that the Holbeins have like those little pieces of pigment that is like coarser. So most of, like, in general, when you paint with them, they are very, very like creamy, very nice. But then sometimes the pigment, like, I don't know, chunks happen, and I need to practice more painting before being able to like 100% confirm that I really like 200% enjoy this paint. Like, also, like, see how this is. Yeah, this is also this artistic gouache. Okay, this is the normal gouache, but look how cute the combination is. Like, it's for me, it's like being in a, or this one, for me it's like being in a jewelry store and just picking like the things I like. Yeah. I just had the stream idea suggestion. I will message you after. Yes, please do. Please message me. Are these the acrylic gouache paint you mentioned? Yes, this are those. But I think that gouache, like, I was talking with my friends, which are a little bit more in the, you know, the artistic usual paints for the traditional painting, and they told me, I told them, like, I don't understand why this is called gouache, because this is like normal acrylics basically, but with a very, like, much nicer consistency, very good coverage. So I don't struggle at all with using them, because they are just basically like all of them, the paints designed to paint miniatures, and so they have the perfect consistency. And they told me that they probably designed those paints, and then they started looking like on what market to locate them, like where should they put it, and they came up with the name acrylic gouache because people were open for trying out like new gouaches or something like that. So this is a possibility. For me, it sounds completely stupid because acrylic paints doesn't act like gouaches at all, right? So yeah, and I'm trying those. They are like, I'm really in love with them. I don't think that they will like replace my favorite miniature painting paints, because they have very good coverage, and I still need paints that are half transparent or transparent to continue my process. Also, I think that I will do a YouTube video about paints, because lately when I saw all of those, like, you know, the new army painters released, and now there is the trend on YouTube, like trying out the are the new army painters paints good, like the drama about army painter paints, stuff like that. What did I get? Thank you for the subscription. Whoop, 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 whoop. And I really dislike this line of thinking, because I know the different paints have different like functions basically. So when there's no right or wrong brand of paints, like the old army painters were kind of shit, right? But they also had their uses in a way. But in reality, there is not like a line of paints that is like terribly bad. Okay, there is one, like Pactra paints from Poland. Don't use them ever. Like, if you hate someone and you really don't want them to get into miniature painting, buy them Pactra paints and tell them that this is the best paint they can paint with. So this way you can like make someone into living miniature painting forever probably. And but in general, going back from my sidetracking, there is no perfect line of paints, no perfect brand, because different brands have different ways of setting up their paints in a way, and some of them, they are more like conscious about transparency, some of them are less conscious, like most of the brands actually. And you just need to find paints that work for your process basically. And I think that this kind of approach should be more talked about. So discuss the different properties of different paints, right? And how and the general idea how the pigments work, how the pigmentation and formulation of different paints work, what are the different differences, so people will understand that some paints are good for glazing, some paints are worse for glazing. If you want to glaze, for example, with a high coverage paints, you need to know how to go around with it, or how to a little bit cheat with it, right? Or maybe don't glaze with 100% like Army Painter, and use add to the Army Painter a little bit of different paints, stuff like that. So I'm really getting like together to do the video, but also I'm very busy lately, and I'm not sure if I will be able to go through with it. And the easiest way would be to do a stream about it, but also I think that not that many people will watch 2 hour stream about stuff I want to talk about. Yeah, so, but those are like very, very beautiful. I love them. And also they have so many cute colors, and I can buy all of them. Like I want to have like this and this and those 2 over here. This is so cute. I love it. Yeah. So going back to the feedback stream, I think that this is enough talking. Yeah, I think so. Going back to feedback stream, I will do the feedback for 3 miniatures today, and everything else will be left for the next week. And oh my god, okay, it's on the top. Redeem sound alert, I was my paint. Thank you very much, but I'm not sure if the sound alerts are working. I'm very sorry about that. Sorry for scamming you into using your alert. I just always forget to fix it, and then I am reminded that something like that exists actually. Don't mind the Discords, guys. Don't mind it. This is not the Discord you were looking for. Feedback channel. Ooh, this is nice. This is a very cool idea. But I'm keeping this for the next week, guys. Right? Okay, so we have those 2. Where did I finish? Should I do this one? Yeah, I think that I will maybe start with this one. I honestly don't remember where did I... Oh no, we have more over here. Okay. I did a comment on this one, so I will maybe not... Did I? I think I did like before the competition, so I will like omit it. So sorry, Ghost Raven. I will start with this one because it's the oldest and also only a 1 month old post, so I'm very on the track. Next time I guess I'll start this bust. The Aurora, is it from you? No, it's not from you. Which bust? I think you left off just before my elves and Sheaf, but I don't need to hog the feedback. You know what? I will. I wanted to Sheaf. Okay, I can start with those 2 then. Oops. Not. I don't want that. I will start with those 2 then. I missed it. Sorry, I forgot about it. I will start with those 2 then. But one of them I will just, for this one I think that I will comment mostly on the colors, or for this one I will do a shorter comment, so... This one is pretty cool as well. Okay, I will do this one, and then maybe this one? Yeah. Okay, so I'm doing those 3, and then everything else is for the next week. I think that most of the feedback will be kinda old. Sorry guys about that, but you know, I have to catch up somehow, somewhere. So this is my choice, basically. I did your elf quick. Yeah, they were just quick paint jobs, not anything competition feedback worthy. Okay, so I think that I saved the newer work in progress from from the Chained Lady. Where's my Discord? Here. I think that I saved. No, I saved that one. Oh my god. I just have to say, I like this is beautifully painted, but I'm very afraid of the sculpt. Ugh. Update on skin and orange ambient. Dobra, sorry for my Polish. I will go with this one then. I think that I saved it, but yeah, I saved it. Okay, it will be on the front line then. Okay, I got this, I got that. And Sebastian, do you prefer to have the feedback from the elf and the other miniature or from the newer one you've posted? I don't remember which miniature it was. Where it is? Somewhere, it was somewhere. I saved it. Which one it was? This one. Okay, so I'm going with the elf lady. Okay, I'm forgetting them, and also I am removing them from my drive, so they are gone forever. And the others, I am happy with a very cool Brave Shadows. Very cool Brave Shadows. I'm proud of you. Okay, so we will start with this one. Just let me roll through the description. Oh my god, it's so hard to find stuff. We have a cat on the desk. Siri, nie. Don't, this is my water. Okay, first bust before only Warhammer. Oh, nicely done. Fantasy is not my favorite line of minis, but I'm kinda scared to start mini and bust from Galaxy NECA at first. Slowly I'm glazing peachy rose colors on the skin just to rid of flatness. Good direction. And then there is the update. Update on skin and orange ambient, still lots of work, but it's so refreshing to paint bigger minis. I'm happy to hear that you enjoy it. Also, I think that you are doing pretty good job with the warmth of the miniature, of the colors. I think that some shading could be fixed. Where is my? I'm very professional today. We are using tablet for the feedback, so painting will be beautiful. I didn't stretch recently, and like my neck and back over here is just killing me. Siri, please. I can upload the newest one if you want. Yeah, you can. Okay, so I will jump maybe to this one and then upload the newer pic, and I will go back to Amritiel. Cool. So for this one, I really like the colors because with the color wheel, we have yellows and then we have purples, which contrast very nicely because they are on the opposite ends of color wheel. So this is very, very cool. This is very interesting for the eye, but I think that there could be, or maybe it shouldn't. Like, this is the question, right? You have very good contrast and two strong contrasting colors as a main main feel, or the main base colors for the most of the composition, and then everything else is desaturated. I really like this approach, like in particular like those greens over here. They are very beautiful and they are desaturated. And like this is, you can go two ways with it. One way is to keep this kind of desaturation. I personally enjoy it a lot, but you know, my style of painting is very colorful, very contrasted, so my like brain instantly tells me like more, stronger, more. But I actually enjoy like how it is right now, and I respect that. So keep the greens all over. I kind of like it. It's kind of, very moody. If you are going for very shiny, I think that I would add more shadow over here. Also, don't be afraid to do like this part of tufts. Did I close my browser? I didn't close this one. Okay, so I'm closing this one. Okay, so I would make this part of the shrub much darker, just to cut out the, and it can be, it can be, just a layer of, tint from the airbrush. You don't need to go like very artsy with the brush, basically. So I would make this part darker to create like a nice background for the character and contrast it more. Okay, a bit darker over here. And this way the character is more visible. See? You are framing it in a nicer way. So I think that I would go first of all like this way, and then maybe I would add a little bit more of like darker reflections in some of the areas of the armor. So for example, like paint. I want to paint. Why it's not painting? So for example, like over here, darker, and over here it can be even more dark, almost black. This deeper, more darker. This part I think that it's too bright, so I would maybe also make it slightly darker, like that. Darker over here, darker over here, darker over here, just more contrasted. And then I would make the darker stronger over here and darker this side of the shoes, and then add in general like stronger contrast, stronger reflections, like do a dot somewhere to create like the nice how to call it, nice shimmering effect. What's up, Loki? Kitties, please be nice to each other. This is not perfect, but when I will add the light reflections, it will be nice. Okay, and then more darker, like over here, almost black. I would go for shiny, basically. And like over here and over here. If you have a flat surface and you don't know what to do with it, just paint like 2 lines of darkness in the middle and it will work. Darker, darker. This I would like just create a darker line over here, over here, over here, because this way you are just splitting the surface in the simplest way to create the light, dark, light areas. And when you have a lot of light, dark light, you have more shiny effect, basically. So something like that. And this is, this is not that much actually, but you can see how much darkness makes the whole project more interesting, basically. Your mockup looks great, though, so I am excited to see how it goes. Yeah, the mockup is very, very good. Very good start of the project. Hey, good evening, how are you? I'm fine, I'm streaming again, so I'm very happy about that. Also, I started drinking more water recently because a friend of mine who is a very good, I think karate trainer, coach, and he paints miniatures also. He like gave me a very good speech about drinking water, and I started drinking water more, and I feel very good about that. So that makes me like, you know, even happier right now. I think you need to buy some round brush just to easily make a second dots. Or you can just take a like something that is round on the end, or like a toothpick or something like that, and you can just like dot with the different layers of paint, and like those dots of, you know, they are small and round this way. Yeah, so oh, that could actually work. My student Bartek Paint Acquisition on Instagram, he got a lot of like ink pens, mostly black, but I think like white would be perfect for that. And they work. This is like my idea was to tell that it works. Cat whiskers. Yeah, actually the end of cat whisker should be could be actually good. Why cannot I paint? Okay, less talking, more painting. And now I will go. Okay, and for the sword, I would also do a little bit of like darker area over here and over here, maybe over here. And don't go like this. Don't go like perfectly straight. Always try to tilt the reflections, so they will be like more elongated in a way, because, you know, they are not perfectly like vertical or horizontal. It's always in a relation, like some kind of just basically tilted, like different orientations. So by doing like more like less perfect basically reflections, you are showing the natural way of that things work, how things work basically. So something like that. Yeah, and see, you don't need to, if you don't want the work to be too dramatic, you can just go with something like that. So just adding a little bit of darkness to create more texture, more interest. And then for the sword, I would just pick, there could be pure white even. And just I would do like this very, very frugal dots inside the edge highlights to show that they are like the sword is catching a bit more light. And this is very little change, but it's, you know, it's enough. It will look nicely, nice. Little zigzags like Eric or Kirill do. Yep, exactly. Zigzags are zigzags and dots. This is all you need. Yeah. Okay, so sorry, I'm just trying to catch up on the chat a little bit. Have be mindful about what's going on, and then I think that I would do the similar dots somewhere on the armor. It can be pure white. You don't always have to go like colorful. And I would focus on edge highlights on the armor, maybe somewhere over here a little bit, maybe. And also the bow, like very crispy edges, by the way. I really like how it looks. And I would try to keep those very light highlights either in where there is a big exposition for the light, or for edge highlights that are already highlighted. Yeah. Maybe over here, somewhere over here, a little bit. It doesn't have to be white over here. I would go with a darker color actually. And over here. So something like that. And this is like the easiest feedback. See, they are just dots, but they add like this crispiness and this nice interest to the into the painting. And then the light and dark. So basically light and dark, keeping the colors as they are, but increasing the contrast of brightness and darkness. And also with the darkness behind him, really the character stands out more because see, whoops, not this one. Without it, it just goes kinda, it gets lost into the brushes because into the bush of the tree, because this green over here and yellow over here are very similar. See, like they are kinda on this like color family, and over here maybe I will, oops, I want to remove the highlights, and the yellows are like very similar. See, I'm picking up right now the tree, and then we have the yellows which are brighter, but also they are very similar in the colors, so that's why the armor gets lost basically into the brush. So just add the highlights, add the shadows, and it will work nicely, will frame the composition in a good way. Yeah, so this is this one, very nice miniature. I like it a lot. It's very, very clean. The lighting from the back is very interesting, but I also think that it should be moved a little bit. If you like, there's a lot of miniature is already painted, so keep it like that. But if you would really like to display it or show it in a way, the shadows should be moved more like in the angle. So the main light source should be coming from like kinda more from the side, and then you would have the shadows like over here, over here, over here, over here, and then on the side of the character the blue would be more visible. And this is the perfect way to show the side lighting. I don't know, like something like that. I'm not sure if I'm explaining it well, but when you have this situation and you have main point of the composition, like main view of the composition, and the main view is from the front, try to angle the lights and shadows if you want to add the colored highlight or the light from the side, to display it from the front basically. So wow, like I got the vaccinations today and it's kind of, my leg is hurting a lot right now. So just like if you have the main front point of view, try to add something visible on the side so people will feel tempted to turn the miniature around and have a look over there. Because you are kinda, this way you are leaving like those breadcrumbs of the, please go here, this is the viewing order, viewing way. You start over here and then you go this way, and then you can basically go around, sightseeing everything you've painted. Yeah. Rimlight is so cool. Yes, this is the name, professional name for it, Rimlight. I always forget. I just did matte black as the dress and glossy black as the dots. Yeah, that was very crafty. Yeah, so another one more. I will go back to the Amritiel. Where is it? On the bottom. Oh, you got very nice base for her. Oh my god, my leg hurts so bad. Oh, it wasn't that bad before. Oh. Ow. I need to sit like a proper lady today. the lady that was giving me the shots today was like, "Oh, you are getting 5 vaccinations today. Very interesting. Good life choices." So now I suffer. Okay, I will start. Maybe I will open this one. Loki! You have Loki here. I'm not sure if you can see him. Can you see him? No, you cannot. Now you can see him. Oh, hello, Loki. Say hello to the chat. Meow. Yeah, you are not painting like someone new, but also like some people have like natural predispositions that allow them to jump into the new topic much quicker than people who don't have like those predispositions slash experience in other arts. And so maybe this is the case over here, right? Am I right or am I wrong? Used to paint this by Warhammer. Yeah, so mostly the scale is the issue over here. Because you can see like you can paint a nice gradient, stuff like that, and you understand what you are doing. The contrasts are there. You just need to. I think that for your display painting, I think that the biggest challenge will be to get rid of the Warhammer painting, like I don't know how to call it, like traditions. And so, for example, what I mean by that, in Warhammer, it's okay to edge highlight everything. And for example, when we are painting a face, actually, the face doesn't have edge highlight over here. So the shadow should be going to the. First of all, there shouldn't be that much shadow over here. This should be more blended out. And then the jaw can be light over here in this color. It isn't like bad per se, but it shouldn't be this very sharp actually, because we have, like, you can see over here on my beautiful face that and I have quite square face, even though I lately got a little bit of fat over here. I don't have like a very strong edge highlight, but also like this is very general because right now my camera is very, very blurry, but you can see that I got some light, and it's a line, but it's a thick line actually over here, not very, very thin. And the line I actually got right now is more like that, even thicker, I would say. So something like that maybe. And here is like this edge highlight, like it was to cut something. Andy Bugs made the jump really fast and well too. Yeah, he did. Also, he was painting a lot. So when you practice a lot, when you paint a lot, of course you are doing the progress much faster. So more mid-tone shadows. Yes, exactly. And like, for example, over here. So in general, the colors, the tones are fine. I like them. My suggestion would be maybe to put more blues somewhere, but you have neutral blues, like very, very slight blue undertone over on her non-metallic metal, and that's cool. I like it. If you wanted stronger contrast, you could put more blue in stuff, basically. So this is the direction. Again, I will respect the process and I won't paint more blue over here like with the previous job, because sometimes when you are painting the saturated composition, it's totally fine. It works. I can respect that basically. So I will just focus on actually highlights, the distribution of highlights, because you got the values right. I like it. I think that if she was to be highlighted from one side with the orange, I think that maybe it's not displayed that well, because you can see it over here and it's kinda missing over here, maybe because the shadows are very, very orange like themselves. So maybe more neutral shadows all over on the top of the miniature, and then more orange over here would make it work better in a way. Or if you would put the shadow basically like that. Okay, this is too bright for a shadow. But if you were to put a shadow situation like that and then paint the OSL from this direction, it would work the best in my opinion. Because you could basically the shadow would complement the OSL from this side, from the bottom, and then the OSL is coming from under. You can see it already like over here. I just did a very broad dot. Let's multiply it. I just did not dot, but a line, and it already started highlighting like the edge highlights or the OSL on the underside, right? And right now, when you have a lot of orange over here, it gets lost a little bit. Yeah, if you want to have very particular painting situation, consider the distribution of shadows, because when you are painting very strong light, in theory you should have very strong shadow, and over here the general shadows, which are also orange, are kind of eliminating the effect of OSL. If you wanted it to be very very tame, let's go like that, then it's okay. But for more dramatic effects, I would put more shadow. And then the distribution of highlights, which I think that is more important. Okay, thank you, Streambrew. How can I delete it? First time chat. No gifting is up. How can I? Oh, banned. Thank you very much, Sebastian. Very good reflex. Thank you very much. Okay, so the distribution of highlights on this one actually. Like for example over here, you focused on the idea that the breast is like rounder. I think that this is my opinion also, right? I don't know what you were thinking actually, because I wasn't sitting in your head when you were painting, but in my opinion, you focused on her chest, on the idea that the boob is kind of rounder, and so you should do a elongated highlight, so like that, and then her like collarbone, you know that it's always highlighted, but in reality this is a very soft highlight, because we know that this is a very strong like anatomy shape over here, and we know that it catches a little bit of light, but in reality it doesn't catch that much shadow, and also in reality it's not that harsh of a highlight, so it should be diffused basically. So something similar like over here. For the shadows, for example, you have a very strong highlight on her jawline, and very strong shadow under her cheekbone. In reality, cheekbones doesn't get that much shadow. It's okay if it's dark, because then the face looks very interesting, but in reality it's again more diffused, more delicate, but she should be getting more shadow over here actually, and she has basic skin tone over here, where the shape of where actually the head is kind of obscuring the neck, so we have like almost like a small roof over here, so she should have very like harsh shadow over here. She doesn't have the shadow, but on the other hand she has very strong shadow over here. So I think just figuring out the light and shadow situation is important over here. What's more? I will sketch it in a moment. Just let me have a all around look. Did I open at the front angle? Yes, I did. This mold line. Criminal. Please remove mold lines for the next project. I know that sometimes they appear under the primer, but don't be afraid just to scrape it and remove it, because then you can see it's just a little bit too strong, and over here it could work because this is like torn clothing and it looks like a seam, but over here it's not okay. Yeah, okay, so 5 minutes, like 3 minutes break for the people that don't have the subscription. Yeah. Yes, primer is the mold line detector. That's why I like using Stirlinets Badger, like this one actually, not sure if you can see it. This one is very good. My camera doesn't want to see it, but this one is very good because it's just when it's gets harder after like few hours, maybe 24 hours sometimes, you can basically sand it down and it's not pulling like away from the miniature, like for example Vallejo primer does. So some primers get like, you know, like stringy, and when you try to remove it, it's kind of peeling off. Badger Stirlinets primer doesn't do that, so it's very, very good for as a base for your miniature. Also, I have very like acidic skin or something like that, so with my touch, with my like even when my hands are just a little bit sweaty, I just, Jesus Christ, sorry, I'm just stripping my miniatures. So like the paint just goes off when I'm using like less perfect, let's call it like that, primer. I'm stripping my miniatures with the primer to the bare miniature, and when I'm using Stirlinets, I'm stripping only the paint and the primer stays. So it's very, very strong. It's very, very nice. If you want to detect the mold lines with it, it's a very good one because when you can sand it down and it won't leave patchy like borders on the miniature. Vallejo primer is so awful, it is upsetting. Yes, it is. And imagine, like, I got the Vallejo primer as a first primer ever, and I was painting miniatures from X-Wing miniature game, and those are very geometric, very straight lines, very big flat surfaces. So imagine like stripping a little bit of the Vallejo primer and then having like everything else starts like peeling away on like a flat wing of a spaceship, right? So it was very, very bad. I guess I have to buy a new one because I'm using Mecha Vallejo. I wasn't like, maybe Mecha Vallejo is different. I didn't use this line at all, so maybe it's okay. Also, if it's not problematic for you, it's okay to use it. Don't mind my you know, my, let's call it, issues. I was talking about the primers, guys, so don't mind it. Going back for the feedback. So the highlights, right? Oops. So you can see right now that you have very strong highlight over here, but we have very strong highlight on this side of the face and not this side of the face. So you need to be very wary about or aware of the lighting distribution. So if you choose to do strongest highlights like from one direction, keep to the same directions actually, and to the same like genesis of the lighting situation, because this is very subtle effect, so people don't always catch it. When you paint two different light sources, or sometimes three different light sources that go against each other when it goes to like the normal physics, the viewer starts thinking more about, okay, something is wrong over here, I don't understand what's going on, instead of just enjoying your painting. In this case, this is very minor, but when I'm trying to figure out the lighting situation, it's kinda getting you know, inconsistent. So and also like she has not that much shadow on her back. I would personally to solve like this issue, I would personally move the shadow more to the back, basically, and the back of her hand, and then I would move this shadow over here a little bit more to the front, so it will be more general, and then I would make a stronger highlight over here. And in this angle, I would make a stronger shadow over here. Let's multiply. Stronger shadow over here, maybe not as strong as that, but you know, this is just overpainting in Photoshop. I like my Vallejo Mecha Black for my plinths, but I have been priming just with Molotov lately. I haven't used Molotov, I think. But I've heard something in the past about it. Probably that is good, but I don't remember that well also. And then more highlight over here. But in general, the shadow is very lovely over here. I like it. It's just a little bit too much. So something like that. And then if we had a stronger highlight over here, it would be lighter over there. So see how natural it looks. And and with the chest, I would first of all make the situation over here more like delicate and balanced. So I would actually remove most of the shadow. Also, sometimes the sculpt catches its own shadow, and that's why I don't like to shadow very much this area over here, because when you have very delicate lighting, you know, like distribution and skin and human body is a lot like that. When you paint shadow somewhere and the sculpt catches extra shadow, then the whole situation becomes very dramatic, very quick, and usually the end effect is unrealistic, because you painted a shadow, the sculpt was casting a shadow, and usually the human body doesn't catch that much shadow there. You are more conscious about it because you know the anatomy, how it works, stuff like that. So you just create too strong effect too quickly, basically. So I usually prefer to not paint that many shadows, but I prefer to paint like base skin color on the base and then highlight it, because that shows displays the, you know, physique, but also it doesn't create like extra shadow on top of the miniature casted shadows. And with the bigger scale, this is the issue. The bigger scale casts more shadows basically than the small scale. Marco uses it, as far as I know, he's the most outspoken about it. So it's probably good if Marco uses it. I don't watch all of the streams, so I'm not up to date about that stuff. Sorry, guys. But Marco is a very good painter, and if he recommends something, then it must work. And then I would remove a little bit of this shadow over here. It may stay a little bit darker, but the chest actually is a big flat surface. It's not rounded over here usually, unless the boobs are very, very, you know, rich, let's call it like that, and they are pushed by the, I don't know, clothing up. You don't get like the strong roundness over here. If the boobs are like, you know, flowing naturally, usually the area over here is just flat, like a normal chest. So I would remove the shadow to remove the effect of this roundness over here, and then I would take the highlight from over here and then basically paint a flat rib cage, and then I would add the similar shading of, like, or highlighting over here, just a little bit darker. And then one more thing, because when we have this much shadow under the shape, it creates the effect that the shape, in this case chain, is like held in the indentation, and then the roundness of this indentation casts the shadows around it. So I would I wouldn't do like this situation. I would go to the line of the chains, basically, to show that they are lying flat on the chest and not indented into them. And then the highlight again. Lucky, please. I need the screen. And then maybe hide a little bit of this. Something like that. See, it's much more natural this way. You can go with a lighter color because skin is very luminous, and it could be, I lost a little bit of yellow over here. You could go a little bit like that over here because its skin is luminous and it actually reflects some light, so you could go like that. See, like, difference is kind of big, but I think that it displays the light orientation a little bit better. Oh yeah, KDM boobs versus Ignis boobs. This is a very good comparison. Hey Celastic. Nice to see you here after the break. And then this is a very small comment, and like, you didn't do a, like, it's called like big mistake over here, but in general, when you have the face, and the face is facing a direction, and the lighting situation goes from example over here, so from the side, one side of the face is very well lit, and the other side of the face is in the shadow. Usually we don't get extra shadow over here. With this shadow, you made her nose very, very thin and like very bony in a way, so I would remove the shadow over here to keep the nose more natural, because actually the face catches more light with this side, so actually side of the nose is highlighted as well, right? So I would remove it maybe like this. Yeah, and then this is something I like to do, just take pure white and do like this to create more detail on her eye. And you can add some extra highlights, like for example over here. This is too dramatic actually, but I would try to highlight it over here around her lips a little bit over here. This is something very mild in general, but people usually have like this topology, so this like the underside of the lip corner usually gets a little bit of light. So I like to paint this area, so I would try to paint it, make it a bit highlighted. Why it's not painting? So this is my issue, it's not painting. So something like that maybe? I feel that I'm going too deep a little bit, but I didn't paint a nice face in a while, so I just need to do my doing. And then you could add a little shadow on the lip corner, something like that. It's not perfect, it should be more diffused more, but Loki, what are you looking for over here? Okay, I need blur, and now I need to go over here and blur, something like that. Loki, what's up? And you're kind of good at understanding and painting ladies, I would it would seem. Thank you. I spent years refining the art of nice ladies. Yeah, so this is the main key points in my opinion. And then I mentioned moving the highlight more to the front, so I will move it because I actually think that it's important. Why it's not working? Because I'm blurring. I don't want to blur. Too strong. So I would move it like over here. Yeah, less shadow, but it kind of works nicer with the general highlight. What do you think? And on the side note, I know that it was probably, you know, not that deep, but I wouldn't edge highlight the hair. I personally, and you know, I know that maybe it was to finish it quicker or something. It doesn't always have to be that deep, but just a small comment that hair is a flat and sleek, so it's kind of non-metallic metal. So the highlights, even if there's a little bit texture visible and sculpted, should be in lines. So it's you can edge highlight it, but then remember to join the lines of edge highlight with general lines of highlights, like that. See, because right now you can see that there are highlights in the lines, but it's not that intense as usual it would be. And if you would add the same color in a line, it would just fill more space and be more dramatic. Yes, by Loki. I find it harder to make changes with an editor that painting the model. So for you, it's like it's harder for you Photoshop the change. Did I get it right? I don't know. This for me basically is the same, but I also was painting with Photoshop in the past, so I just understand it. I don't know. I just hope that people get the get the effect I'm going for, because when I'm giving the feedback, it's easier for me to paint it and to show like this, for example. This is I think that this is most precious for the feedback, actually, because you can see the change, and when you try to describe it, sometimes it gets lost. Cheap viewers, I don't want cheap viewers. I want my most valuable viewers, and you guys are them, basically. You suck at it, but what software do you use for giving the feedback, Kujo? When you are editing videos, so I think that no MS Paint should be like too complicated. Okay, so I don't know, I will say both, like it doesn't cost me anything, right? Thank you for the sub or for the follow. I'm not sure what I got. Okay, let me save it and let me close it. Got it. And the first one, I will just remove the arrow because I don't want it over here. Where did I lose my highlights? Ah, okay, cool. Okay, I was afraid that I lost my highlights. No, not this one. $10 megabytes. Oh my god, this was big. You subbed Bill. Thank you very much. Very grateful for that. Figured that paying viewers is better than cheap viewers. I agree on that. GIMP. So GIMP is almost like a Photoshop, I would say. I know, but well, I don't know. Different people have different struggles, right? But for me personally, I like doing the photoshopping in the stuff, because for me painting in 2D is the same as painting in 3D. Just as long as you have the understanding, like how how to achieve similar similar effects in 3D. I don't know, maybe that's why it works better for me personally. I use as an MS Paint. I was recently doing serious sculpting feedback in MS Paint, so it works, it's very good. Also sometimes by just, because I'm trying to play with shading and highlighting and making things nicely, but actually you can do very good feedback just by painting lines, because that shows the values, but I just want to make things look nice. Someday I will get better pictures to make feedback easier. Those pictures are pretty good. Honestly, my when I'm getting pictures for a feedback, my greatest concern is like the lighting situation, because sometimes the miniatures are too well lit, and the miniature is casting either too much shadow on itself or it's too light, because the lamp is kind of oversaturating the lightness, over burning the picture a bit, so it's hard to give a feedback, like a realistic feedback, because of it. And sometimes when I see that it's way too saturated or too contrasted, I sometimes ask people to just go outside to the sunlight, and just to the balcony or to the window, and just to take the most natural light picture, because also it's very dispersed, the sunlight or the daylight, and usually doesn't unless it's very strong sunlight, like in the middle of the sunny day, usually doesn't cast that much shadows on the miniature. Yeah, bleached, right. Hey Falk, that's one hell of a cool mini. This miniature is very, very cool. I like it a lot. Also, this is very interesting painting. Looking at your interpretation, Sebastian, I feel tempted to glue a shit ton of leaves on the cloak and make a forest ranger out of her or something like that. So that's a pretty cool painting and pretty cool idea, and actually this is my favorite interpretation, because it's like woodland, and everything else I've seen on her was very assassin stuff like that. So this really speaks to me. You have the good eye for the miniature and when to paint them green, in my opinion. It's so hard to fight the temptation to just cover leaves and tufts. Do it. I didn't cover anything with tufts recently, so you have to do it. They all also do armor. Yeah, this is my second version of her. This is your second version? Where did you strip the first version and overpainted it, or this is the new copy? I want to paint her right now. Thank you, Sebastian. Woodland Assassin. Yeah, exactly. You got another. My first version is owned by a friend. Do you have the pictures of the first one? Damn it. Now I want to have a Woodland Assassin. I left off her big hip armor and the extra daggers. Yeah, let me go grab them. Very good idea, I think. I think that's because the daggers, because of the lack of the daggers, I would either turn this area over here, not strong enough of the coverage of the brush. I would either cover this into leaves. Sebastian, if you don't want to glue a lot of leaves over here, do a leaves over here and just cover this belt. It will make it look nicer. Leaves over here, Sebastian. Please do it. You will have the leaf inkling secured, and then the belt will look nicer. And then you can just paint this greens, something like that. So it will be cut over here, because I think the extra belt without the detail looks kinda strange, in my opinion. So I would add the leaves over here, and also they would make like this nice asymmetric finish. Or don't do it, and I will do it with my version. And so I would do that in the first, and this, if it was like kinda, you know, torn, it would remind this end of the. So I think that it would be a nice way to frame the composition. I want to paint it so much right now. Oh my god. I was tempted to chop it off when you have the green there, but I had no idea how to successfully do that. When I feel very barbarian and I don't want to find any special grown-up tool for doing this stuff, I just take my X-Acto knife and I just start going like this. So I'm just sculpting off, or like, you know, I'm not sure what is the correct name in English for that, but I'm just scraping off the layers of sculpt until I will get there, but also it's not very time efficient. There is the link to the first version. Let me open it. And please don't let my stream lag too much, because I have like 3,000 of the go away. Oh, this is the proper assassin. Very cool, but also very basic. Like, you did a good job painting it, but the idea is very basic. I prefer the forest ranger. Also, I like how you did this over here. I'm not sure if it's the original way, but I like it a lot. Very cool. But the woodland one is better in my opinion. Not only technically, also like mostly of the idea. So have you had the model in your hand before? Because all the lower armor isn't actually sculpted, it's flush with her skin beside the trim. Yeah, I thought that it looks like that. So I think that it's a very cool way that you decided to paint like a skin tone over there. I would do the same, and I think that I would just try to glue some like thorns over it to show that it's like roses growing over there, and maybe paint some, you know. Oh my god, I want to paint it right now. Yeah, I think that I must. Thank you very much. Bring it to Nova. I will. God damn it. Did you glue the rose on, or it was there? Because maybe I could do like 2 different kinds of flowers, or maybe no flower. No, that it needs to be something, but some kind of flower is needed to be there. But it's very, very cool. The rose was you. It's like a little dagger emblem. Yeah, I know. Like the recipe, but I never. It never got my attention that much. Well, okay, I need to paint that. I just need to buy the kit done. Thank you for the idea, by the way. It's a very, very cool one. As for the comments about this one, let me see what. Okay, so the shape of this, there won't be that much comments actually, because it's pretty good. Okay, is there one more angle for the non-metallic metal? There is no more angles. So I will maybe go to the older one. Or did you just post this one? Okay, there's only this one. Can you post a picture with the dagger visible from the side? Should she be bleeding where the center part of the metallic ribs are hitting her skin? Maybe she's edgy herself, so the edges doesn't hurt her. I think that mostly, for me, what doesn't work is the cold highlight over here, but because you have very, very warm highlights all over, it looks very, like, I think that mostly green does it. So I would try to bring, the highlights to one shared temperature. and that would be yellow. And I won't overdo it, hopefully. This is overdoing it. So let me, okay, this is still too much. Okay, kind of more yellow. So I would make a more yellow highlights. Sorry, also over here. And then more yellow highlights on her skin maybe. And also over here, because she looks very see that there is not that much change, but right now the whole tint is like more together in a way. Let me do more maybe. Because you know, you always can go more. I'm not go for a stronger effect. I'm not sure if it's, see, I added even more yellow, and in theory she should look very, very yellow, but because the yellow is everywhere, it just creates like this like put together tone. Maybe there's too much yellow over here, but in general, just make it warmer will work nicely. I will maybe remove a little bit of it from over here, just to make it more natural, so it will read more like a skin. But I would keep the yellow in her skin tone, just less yellow, you can see it. And then I would add a lot of, I changed the color. And then I would add even more yellow to those leaves, I think. Or maybe I overdid it a little bit. So maybe a little bit of it, so it will be more like put together and more harmonious. See? Right now, because this whole composition has a lot of warm colors, and those are not leaves, but the feathers. They are the only cold, like truly cold side of the dagger color over here. They are stealing the attention from everything else, and as soon as you will bring the temperature, the same temperature as the everything else on the miniature, the composition starts working better basically. And then stronger highlights on her face, I think. Like, I know that I kind of saturated it with the yellow, but you know, we can always go back a little bit and add stronger highlights. Okay, they are too yellow, so I will go with more neutral. And I would make a stronger highlights over here as well. So something like that. It's minor, I would say, but it really highlights her face in a nice way, especially because we have very strong highlights over here, painted anyway. See, this is very strong highlight. So by adding more white, you just bring more attention to her eyes. Yeah, so those are like the main points, I think. You can add also stronger shadow on the hooded area. And I would go, like as always, with violet, because it works nicely with the greens also. So stronger shadows. And I think that she could use them mostly on her body, because the body is like a very big, like column basically, and it's kind of boring. So I would shade this side of and then kind of, because right now her belly is very, very flat. She's we don't have like the traditional belly, you know, shape. So I would basically paint a shadow over here to suggest the shadowed belly is casting basically, because usually even if it's flat, it's kind of round. It's kind of round on the lower part of the belly. So I would paint the shadow over here to suggest the situation and make the the sculpt over here more interesting. Also, in my opinion, the Big Child sculptor has like very strange style of sculpting bellies in general, because they always look like you have very small posture over here, and then you have like very big hips and very maybe not very, because she's lean anyway, but a thick like composition over here. And it's, if you want it to be like that, it's totally okay when you are building a character, right? But all of their sculpts look like that, so I don't think that it's a conscious decision, and it's like just a random occurrence of their like sculpting habits. And I don't like it because most of the Big Child sculpts look very heavy in the middle, and I personally prefer when this kind of decision is like more conscious, because you are consciously creating like different characters with different body shapes. And also, when you are conscious about the shapes you are putting into the miniature, you consciously give like obstacles, or maybe not obstacles, but you allow the painters to practice painting those stuff in a nice way. And I don't know, it's just, I'm not sure if I'm translating my thoughts exactly, but I just don't like this the Big Child style of sculpting the bellies actually. And it's like in this composition it works very nicely, but also they are doing the same stuff, like the same sculptor is doing the same stuff for most of the Big Child bust in particular, I think, or at least in the bust I can see it like the most. So yeah, I would try to kind of shade it to bring more, and this is kind of wider, but also it's very flat, where when we have wider hips and wider belly, there's usually a little bit more of roundness shown all around. So I'm just missing a little bit of like more more connected anatomy in a way, more execution on the anatomy, not only like making the hips wider, but also like creating the right shapes for everything else, basically. Yeah, I hope that I was politically correct right now. Yeah, and see, like, you don't see that much color of her hair, but the ginger hair is like basically visible over here, and it's actually creating the character nicely, in my opinion. Fuck is off for tonight. I have 150 ton night skeletons to paint. Yeah, good luck, fuck with that. I was trying to keep the leaves much cooler so they looked different than all of the rest of the green. They looked different, but they look too different because of the temperature. So you can make them darker, you can make them more brown, for example, but keep the highlights in the warm aspect. Okay, I'm gonna check out the new picture. Yeah, I think that in this picture over here, I'm not enlarging it and I won't download this one, but you can see how like kinda it's kinda beginning to I don't know how to call it, like when you have the vaga, how it's vaga in when you have the Libra, and the belly goes like this with on the Libra right now, and everything else is less composition heavy, basically. Balance, yeah. It's the belly over here from this angle is taking the balance out of the composition, in my opinion. The orange hair to make the red rose not be the only red. Very, very clever. Very well done. So yeah, no, not like this. I want this. I want that, and yeah, she's very weirdly arched. You can see it from the back. She isn't just normal standing. Yeah. So, but in general, this is very cool composition. I like it. Sometimes just those sculpts are like kinda off. And also, I'm saying it as a miniature designer myself, and probably I will do some like, let's call it like mistakes or errors myself in my sculpts. So not everything needs to be perfect. Not everything needs to be up to my taste. I'm just talking about stuff that brings my attention where it goes to the anatomy. So I would make the shadow on that side, but also I would, and this shadow is too violet. I would also darken this dagger over here, especially from the bottom, and the fingers over here from the bottom. Okay. Multiply. Yeah, I would make it like darker from the bottom over here, and shade the fingers so you can see like basically the fingers when they are bent. Oops, sorry. The fingers when they are bent, I need to see the camera, so we can see like they become a little bit like actually a not a triangle but like a square. Over here we have very sharp angle, so sometimes when the hand is like, see, you have very sharp shadow over here. So I would try to paint those fingers like that. Oh, see? Strong shadow over here and light on the top of her hand. I would try to do something like that with this over here, because it creates very nice strong effect for the fingers, for the hand. Having the shitty lighting on my stream sometimes helps when I want to explain stuff, actually. That makes sense with the hand shadows. Yeah, and also I like to do it a lot on my miniatures. When I see something like that, I'm very, very happy. And then I would do a shadow over here. I don't know, like kind of from behind. I'm not sure how it looks like in reality, because the angle is very intense, and maybe a bit from over here and over here. Just to kind of close the composition and make it more interesting, because the neutral lighting from all around sometimes it just looks simply boring in my opinion. So if you want to go a little extra, just make the back slightly darker, something like that. I'm still such a non-metallic metal fraud. I fake it so hard prices like this lady show it. You know what? Like this part over here, like how are you supposed to create a realistic non-metallic metal effect over here, right? This is like a shape that you cannot relate in any way with your real life. And you cannot find realistic references for it, so of course you have to fake it. I would say I would be faking it as well, just trying to pick up the shapes I know the best and make it work. In my opinion, the best thing that can help you right now with this non-metallic metal is just black lining. Because black lining, you have edge highlights, and on the opposite side of spectrum of edge highlights we have black lining actually. And because you've painted the bright lines, and now you have to paint the dark lines actually. So I would go for black lining to show more of like the sharpness of the elements, and this is not perfect situation, but it will already display the highlights better. And then I think that I will just take like this whole shape as a one element. So don't think about the separations I just painted. I would just paint, okay, I turned it off, maybe a new layer. I would just paint a line of darkness going like through it. Don't care about the different details, because this is one shape, one surface. Paint a darker line and then add the edge highlights on top of it. Something like that. In my opinion, this will work very nicely. Yeah, and then you can maybe consider adding stronger highlights, like over here. But this is very complicated shape to paint. If I was actually, when I'm trying to design our miniatures, and I know that some of them are meant to have like more elaborated armor, I'm just trying to simplify as much as I can to avoid stuff like that. Because this looks nice on a render, this looks nice when it's painted in 2D, but then as a painter you are, especially like if you are not a pro painter who painted like thousands, like maybe not thousands, but a lot of miniatures, and the pro painter usually know how to cheat and how to make things work basically. If you are not a very experienced painter and you actually need to figure out some elements, figuring out painting this and not having the consciousness of, okay, I can push it my way basically all around and it will be okay, it's very, very hard elements to paint. And for example, like this one, like what is it? It looks like a blob of metal basically. No detail can be seen, because you have a lot of stuff just sculpted on, thin lines, like going completely unreasonable, one on top of another. In reality, in my opinion, it should be just straight shape, and then rounder shape. That would be enough. If someone wants a better way, to more elaborate thing to paint, they having the flat shape, they can paint it on their own, and it's totally okay. And like when you are trying to paint something like this with very small detail, also like this is a enlarged picture. In reality, it's kind of like this big. How the fuck are you supposed to paint this detail over here? So don't worry about making it work like in a correct way, because this is unpaintable in a realistic way. This is a element you have to make it work basically. And don't be afraid of bullshitting your way out of the situation basically. Paint it just so it's painted and it looks nice. Elements visible on the front. So this over here, for example, this is simple shape, or this shapes over here. Those are simple shapes that are visible the most, and they are like the easiest for our brains to understand. This is the element that sells the painting and makes the non-metallic metal realistic, and everything else is just a filler. Just try to make it work, like hustle your way through the non-metallic metal, because this is like very unrealistic detail to paint in a correct way over here. This is like, yeah, not good over here. Just hustle through it. Don't worry about it. Paint it darker, then add some high edge highlights. You are okay with only that. Yeah, silly 3D sculptures, but also I think that the design of the maybe painting wasn't that good. This is like my, like I don't like this thing. I don't want to be too critical, but this is something I personally am trying to go against with my miniatures. So sculpting the stuff that is actually unpaintable in a realistic way, because this is just I don't like it when you just let the 3D sculpt be like whatever, then resize it to unrealistically small scale, and then just give someone something like that for painting, and then people just struggle because in particular when they don't know that they can bullshit, people just struggle because they want to make everything right, and sometimes you just cannot win the situation basically. I have spent longer on this midriff than I normally spend on full model. Yeah. Her earrings are so silly and small too. Yeah, like the earrings for me, I would just paint them very, very dark and just do dots of not yellow but neutral blue, and then a little bit of white. Also, you can shade the ears a little bit because they are very, very bright right now. Sorry, I would paint a shadow over there. So again, back to the violet, and I would paint more shadow over here. maybe mostly over here, but a bit more shadow to make it more interesting, less neutral. I'm not sure if you finished the cloak, but also black lining will make it very, very nice, and will clean up the painting, the finish, basically. So do the black lining. Yeah, but so mostly as you can see, my feedback is focused mostly on the shadows. So do that. I won't bitch that much about this element over here. I would try to mask it with anything, with the leaves or anything actually. But it can stay like that. You can just paint it darker. The darker will work nicely, in my opinion. Yeah. Yeah, so this is it, basically. So yeah, the 3 miniatures for today. It's always the shadows with me. More shadows, seriously, don't be afraid to do the shadows. If you are like over here, you are getting to the contrast to the point, basically. It looks very interesting, very nice. And then you are kind of got lost over here. Also, this is like the lower part of the bust, so it should be darker, and the lower part of the bust is bright when compared to this green actually. So just shadowing it will close the composition in a nice way. The belts are awkward because they weren't fully sculpted. It's meant to have, yeah, I know. So I knew I was making my life harder by not using it. I would cut it actually. But I understand that you don't always want to, do the heavy duty works on your project. So I will just paint it darker. If you don't want to modify it, just paint it darker. Yeah, and this is it, I think. Do you have any questions, Sebastian, about this one? I will call it Seb 1. And then Seb 2, very creative. Got it. It's great, thank you. Yeah, good luck with working this one out. I think that this is very, very nice, like especially in particular from this angle. I like it very, very much. Very good job with the greens, with the inspiration. I like it a lot. I want to paint it myself. Thank you very much for it. Yeah, very, very cool. I was trying to coerce myself into painting one more Lesha, but this actually makes me want to paint a little bit more. Like this one, paint a little bit more, not Lesha. Yeah, so I think that maybe I will go into this one. I will see. I have different projects to paint. This is the issue as well. But I really, really like this one. Yeah. Thank you for letting me steal your idea. I am so tempted to do a backdrop because the back of the model sucks from a sculpt perspective emo. You can make the backdrop. Just try to, be very aware of the colors and the shapes you want to paint. Don't do too much detail on it. Make it a little bit blurred. Yeah. Oh, okay. So we got our 2 hours of streaming. I think that I will be finishing the stream for today, and the next week I want to do 2 streams, maybe 3. I will see if I want to chat more about the awesome, because I actually got out my awesome inkling in the beginning of the stream today. If you keep taking inspiration from me, you will have to follow me back eventually. I'm not following you on the Instagram. Let me. Oh no, I don't want my Firefox. Oh, no. Okay, I will follow you back in a second. Sorry for that. I thought that I am following you, honestly. I was on your Instagram profile a few times, so sorry that I didn't click the follow. Okay, so this is this for today. I hope that you had fun and that I didn't do too much bad talking. I try to stay more positive usually, and the next week I will do a more feedback stream, but also I want to paint something. We'll see how it goes. And yeah, that's it. Maybe I will have the academic bust finished, so maybe I will show it like the finished or at least printed version, or maybe I will have the prototype print, because we have our production method is basically to do a test print, see how the miniature or the 3D sculpt looks in real life, and then do the adjustments so it will be better to paint actually. And as far as I know, this is very groundbreaking approach, because usually people just print it and it goes to the production. So I'm just trying to double check if something is not too small, not too problematic. And maybe I will have the print done by the next week. We will see. So see you next time. I will post my stream schedule on my Instagram, so we will know, but probably it will be Tuesday and Thursday, I suppose. And see you the next time, guys. Thank you for coming back. Bye.